Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon once again. Welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country. So yesterday, President Ramaphosa spoke about the means of production and how the economy is still sitting on the hands of a few. You know, until you try to do something, you will never understand that thing. Oh, this is my story. Please do stay with me. I'm about to share my story. But before I do that, I would like to thank NTSIKI for the gift that you gave me yesterday. You know, that to me meant a lot, because when we come out to these platforms, you must understand that there is something that is pushing us. The reason why we are here building this, it is mostly about the financial issues, and you choose what you love and then you go with that. But you know, to me, that was a gift of assurance more than anything, a gift of encouragement more than money. And you don't know how much you uplifted my spirit. Enkosi kakhulu NTSIKI, I appreciate kakhulu. I have no words. You know, you don't know how I spent my day being emotional after that. Now, I am going to share video clips that represent that show that we are a rainbow nation. I didn't bring all the races, but we are talking about the same thing here. So once you watch those video clips, and then after that, I want to share my story so that you understand.
That one of the things that holds South Africa's economy back from growth is the level of concentration. Concentration, because they said the ownership of the economy is in far too few hands. Ownership has not spread. It is the partial and exclusive ownership of the means of production in our country that is holding this economy from growing.
Fanon is important here because it gives us the tools to explain to our people that the conditions within which they live are violent. It is violence to segregate African people into underdeveloped townships and villages without services. It is violence for a white minority to have complete control over the means of production in Africa.
Be wealthy.
I want to give a shout out to Julius here.
Yeah.
Julius,
Julius, my brother. Julius, my liver.
I want to give a shout out to Julius, because Julius says one thing that's very true.
Yeah.
We need to get our hands on the means of production.
We cannot build a future for this country until we have dealt with its past. And that is something that we have manifestly failed to do. And it is something that I believe we have to do before we can move on in the way that Joel Pollack says the world has moved on. And how does South Africa build a better future? Redress is critical. It's essential. It is a sine qua non. Without redress, there can be no better future for South Africa. Then the debate, for me anyway, I don't expect you to agree with me, and I know many of you won't, but for me the debate is, how do we implement redress? Clearly, what has been done since 1994 has not worked, or hasn't worked nearly well enough. Too much of the economy is still in white hands. Too many senior posts are still in white hands.
Now, back to my story. I decided to put this video clip here, guys, so that you'll be seeing my face as I tell my story. But this is a video clip that I took the other day. So I decided to put it here so that when I share my story, you are seeing me. So I'm one of the people that are creative in South Africa. I've created a brand, you know, a good brand. I'm talking something that has a trademark, solid, that has a plan behind it. No, so now you start navigating, pushing your own brand so that it competes with the brand, with other brands, right? It is when you start doing something and you are now progressing that you realize, no, man, I'll forever be crippled because of means of production. please stay with me. I want to share my story with you in details. This is a story that I once shared before, but because my subscribers were still a small number, so it didn't really get the traction that it deserved. But I did not share the details. I'm about to give you the details, but there are certain things I'm going to leave because I don't want, certain things to be messed up, right? So I created this brand and I love my brand. I love it, but I'm not going to bring it here. We're going to be meeting somewhere so that even the ones that know my brand, hopefully they will not going to be writing it here because there are people that know it. So then, when I started navigating, now I wanted to push so that it receives the limelight that it deserves and the customers that it deserves. So I started pushing the retailers in South Africa. I started pushing. I pushed. And then I realized without the means of production, I'm not going to get anywhere. And one other thing that you discover as you do that is the gatekeeping. The racial gatekeeping. Hey guys, these are the things that we need to talk about because those are facts. It is when you walk the journey that you begin to understand. So when you see other people defending this, I need the people that have experienced it to comment in the comment section because this is the true story, right? Fine. I go to Durban and then I meet, I use the internet a lot. Then I checked the companies in South Africa and all of that. I found one company in Durban. I went there. That one is owned by an Indian guy whom we still have a very good relationship with. And we agreed. He said, no, it's fine. Because I said, no, we're going to have a contract of so many years because I need the brand to get its mileage. People need to know my brand, but I don't want to work like that for the longest time because I wanted my products to be with the retailers, right? He said, no, this guy really works with big retailers in South Africa. I know that when you work like that, there's a lot of money that you lose. But because I wanted my brand to be known, that was the key thing. My brand to be known more than making money. I wanted to work with the retailers. Fine. I approached I almost mentioned the names. I'm going to try and avoid the names of the retailers. Fine. And this guy manufactures high quality products. So I had my own designs. We made the samples. The samples were nice and all of that. So at the end of the day, it did not work with the retailer that I wanted. But there is this retailer that sells sports things, is very well known for sports things because that's what I do. I do sports things, let's keep it that way. And I approach this. Do you understand how I'm working? I just want to debunk the fact that it is said that black people are lazy and all of that. Imagine, with no connections. When you hear about a triple BEE, you think we are being held with our hands. No, we actually suffer. Hey, guys, we suffer. So I pushed all by myself, find these contacts all by myself, sit on the phone, make phone calls, work. Sometimes I'd be working through the night trying to get the contacts that are necessary so that in the morning I start working, calling these people, sending emails and doing whatnot. Fine. This retailer was like, I went to present this and they were like, no, come in, because I sent photos. They were like, no, come in. I went. I'm talking about a big retailer now. I went. I presented, right? They loved the designs because it was something fresh, something new, something that they've not seen before. And they loved it. They said, okay, this is how we're going to work. You know what separated me between me and them in that contract, firstly, was the price, because the friend of mine that has a big manufacturing company that is a friend now, but is somebody that I found through hustling, trying to do things here and there. Fine. The guy says, okay, then we discover that the pricing does not go with the retailer that wants to stock my stuff, right? And he said to me, that friend of mine, he said, as long as you got the contract, we'll produce it. You don't have to worry about you having the capital to do it. Do get something that you don't get every day. And the retailer that I was supposed to work with, the one that I was going for, or maybe the level, because I didn't talk to just one retailer. I spoke to many of them. Certain things happened there, fine, but it happens. It comes with the territory. Now, Fine, oh guys, yeah, the means of production, And then, now, I had a new task now. I had to look for a company, a manufacturer that would manufacture my stuff according to the price that goes together with the retailer that is now wanting to stock my stuff. As much as I was excited, like, gosh, my hard work is paying off. I'm going where the direction in which I'm going, I can see it. Hey, I didn't know what I was about to meet. Hey, you talk to this retailer, people will give you recommendations because they really wanted me to work. I'm talking about this retailer. We still have a good relationship with that retailer. They even said, even if you can hang them, once you get right, even if you can hang them on a rail and take photos because we've seen how you work, we'll just pick what we want and then you manufacture that. Hey, guys. That's when I realized that, how important it is to have means of production. That's where I saw serious gatekeeping. Yes, Anna, you don't know anything. You see how many years it has been? It has been 4 years now, and I still can't get somebody to produce my stuff. Even our black people that have small scale means of production, we cannot work with them because at that level, they told me how many pieces they would want. I must be able to keep up with the demand. And there are certain things that you need to have in place for you to comply. And for you to comply, it will take time for you to get there. Guys, yo. Do I have a story to tell? So what I am saying, I've left a lot out of this story, but I'm trying to share with you that the means of production is something that we need to have. And also our own black people now. If we come to you with such things, please don't be greedy now, because that's the only thing. And when you look at these things, that's my experience. I know that there are people who are doing very well, who are black people out there who are doing very well. And when you see, we did not go, you meet people that did not go in deep in learning the industry that they are in, getting all the details, putting everything in accordingly. There are many things that are restricted from doing that, but there isn't anything that I can say it's okay for you not to answer emails, to respond, or maybe to come up with many things that we did not agree on. You see, I'm talking about the journey now of building, because all the black people that I have met wouldn't be able to manufacture to that capacity that was needed by the retailer. So please note my words. I said the ones that I met, because it is possible that out there maybe there is a black person that has the capacity. But what I'm telling you now is that 4 years later, after my journey of more years prior to the time when I was in that retailer and they had to, they were interested in stocking my stuff. So count how many years. This is the brand that I built in 2016. Today, we are in 2025 and my brand is still not on the rails as I wanted. It's not getting the traction that it deserves because firstly, I'm restricted by the capital. I'm restricted by so many things. But at a smaller scale, I make beautiful things which I'm not going to bring here because people can switch up on you with this, on these things and start bad mouthing your brand. I'm not going to bring it here. So the truth is, the means of production, I'm telling you, it is something that we need. It's a necessity. It is so sad that the BEE was abused up to an extent that some people consider that thing to be, that it needs to be scrapped, which is sad. BEE is something that was good. Imagine how far we could have gone by now. I know that we wouldn't be at a position whereby we're saying, no, we have done enough, because the damages of many years, you still have to teach black people how to do things. You still have to teach. There's just a lot that is supposed. You need, In fact, we need to have campaigns encouraging black people to do these things, to encouraging people to work. You see, as much as I love that there is grant in South Africa, it is so sad when you go to our villages and find out all the fields are not being worked on. People are lazy even to plant now the vegetables in the yard because they just know that month end they're going to get there. Those are the things that go with the responsibility. I say the government must give people the grant because it is necessary, and then teach the people that this is not what you're supposed to depend on. It's something that is supposed to help you get by as you sort yourself out. Whew, I have said a lot, but what I'm saying is the means of production. We can never overemphasize how important that is. So today, I'm still stuck with my brain not getting where it's supposed to get because I don't have the means of production. Guys, if you watched up to your entity, up to this point, and kindly share your views, or maybe it could be your experiences as somebody that is trying in this life, share in the comment section. And also, ndiyabulela mani kakhulu guys, the next time ke undibana ne videos zam, kindly watch my ads in full. That support really goes a long way. I do hope you are having a great day today.